Hello everyone, welcome to class 9. Class 9 science subject has overall 15 lessons. So out of these 15 lessons, the biology part of the lesson includes the first one is the fundamental unit of life, tissues, the third diversity in living organisms, why do we fall ill, natural resources, and improvement in food resources. So in 9th class, science subject has 6 biology lessons. All 6 are equally important from the point of examinations. So we are starting the biology part of the science with the first lesson, that is the fundamental unit of life. Chapter 5, the fundamental unit of life. We begin the lesson with some of the important characteristics of living things that you have already learnt in the previous sections. Now let us revise some of the important characteristics of living things. So the first character, some of the important characteristics are: the living things need nutrition. They respire. They grow. They excrete. They reproduce. They respond to stimulus. Respond to stimulus. They show transportation or circulation. They have a definite lifespan. So these are some of the important characteristics of living things. Living things show nutrition, respiration, growth, they excrete, they reproduce, they respond to stimulus, they show circulation, and they have a definite lifespan. These characteristics we won't find in the non-living things. What are living organisms made up of? Basically, the living organisms are made up of the structures called as cell. The word cell is derived from a Latin word called cella. The word cell is derived from the Latin word called cella. What do you mean by cella? Cella it means a small compartment. A small compartment. A small compartment. When we observe the peel of the onion under the microscope, we can see the structure like this. It's a small peel or a piece of onion peel which is observed under the microscope. We can see in this peel, a small piece of peel, many blocks or many small compartments, and each compartment is nothing but a cell. These compartments are small rooms. These are nothing but the cell. So all living organisms are made up of the small units. Those are nothing but the cell. We will see some definitions of cell. Some definitions. Definitions of cell. The first one is, the cell is defined as, it is the structural and functional unit of life. How it is defined as? The cell is defined as the structural and functional unit of life. Why it is called as the structural and functional unit? Let us know in detail. It is called a structural unit. It's because, as you know, the building is made up of bricks. The arrangement of bricks will give rise the structure of a building. In the same way, all living organisms are made up of the structural units called as cell. These are the building blocks of the living organisms. The structure or the shape of the organisms are due to the arrangement of the cells. So it is the structural unit. Then why the cells are called as functional units? We know that the living organisms carry out the metabolic activities. All the metabolic activities, actually where they are carried out? They are carried out inside the cell. Each cell performs various metabolic processes to keep the living things alive. Because of this, we say the cells are the functional unit of life. So the definition, the cell is the structural and functional unit of life. The second definition, we can say cell is the fundamental unit of life. The fundamental unit of life. The fundamental, the basic unit of life. Without cell, there is no life, or there is no existence of the living organisms. So the cells make the fundamental unit of life or the living organisms, the basic structures, which can be a cell. So the cell is the fundamental unit of life. Here are some examples to show that cells vary in their shape. Some are spindle shaped, means pointed at both the ends, and such type of cells we find in the muscle cells. Some are oval, and these cells we find in the blood cells. And some cells are branch type. This is an example for the nerve cell. And some are round, like ovum or the egg. Some are branched, bone cells. Some are elongated, like sperm. Some are oval. Example is fat cell. So This is how the cells vary in their shape. Cells vary in their size from the nanomicron to centimeters in their sizes. So cells vary from organism to organism in their sizes. For example, bacteria, virus, you can compare to the cells found in the well-developed organisms like human or whale, etc. The cells also vary in number. Based on the number of cells, the organisms are basically classified into two types. That is, those are the unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Based on the number of cells found in an organism, the organisms are classified into unicellular and multicellular organisms. As the name indicates, uni refers to one-celled organisms. Means the organism's body contains only one cell in it. The single-celled organisms perform all the life activities with the help of the single cell. So, such organisms are unicellular organisms. Whereas, the organisms in which we find more than one cell, many cells, multi means many. Multicellular organisms, the organisms containing many cells in their body. So, we find multicellular organisms have different types of cells for performing various functions. We find division of labor in the multicellular organisms. So, cells vary in their shape, size and number. The cells were first discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. He observed the cells in a cork slice with the help of a primitive microscope, and he named it as cell. Do all organisms have the similar type of cells? No. The cells vary. The cells vary in their shape, in their size and number from one organism to another. Cells vary in the shape, size and number from organism to organisms. It means all cells are not similar. There are different cells with different shape, different size and different number.